10 wild things narcissists say when they are losing control and you are winning. Hello and welcome. Have you ever been in a conversation, an argument with your partner, and suddenly they say something so out of left field, so bizarre, it leaves you reeling, things that make you question your sanity, your reality, even who you are? Narcissists don't typically announce, "Hey, I'm panicking because I can't control you anymore." No, their fear, their loss of control, it seeps out in twisted phrases, in accusations, in declarations that are designed to pull you back into their web. They act composed, superior, untouched beneath that veneer. A storm is raging because when you stop needing them, when you start seeing them clearly, their entire false world crumbles. Today we are exploring 10 wild things narcissists say that are actually desperate signals that they are losing their grip, and more importantly, signals that you are truly starting to win. Understanding these phrases is your key to empowerment, to seeing the manipulation for what it is, and to reclaiming your peace. So phrase 1. Why does a narcissist accuse you of not being innocent? Number 1, a classic deflection. Imagine you have discovered your husband has been looking through your private messages and you calmly address it, setting a clear boundary.
Honey, I've noticed you've been going through my phone. That's a violation of my privacy, and it's not okay with me. I need that to stop.
And instead of an apology or acknowledgement, listen to how he tries to flip the script.
You know, darling, you're not as innocent as you pretend to be. I see right through that act.
Haven't you ever felt that? That's a baseless accusation designed to make you flinch, to make you doubt your own genuine intentions after you have started a perfectly reasonable boundary. It's like they are holding up a smudged, distorted mirror, insisting the grime on it is your reflection, not theirs. You might start thinking, but I was just being honest about my feelings. Am I actually being manipulative without realizing it? This is a classic projection. They are handling you the script of their own deceitful play. Why? Because your boundary made them feel exposed. You have stopped dancing to their tune, stopped over-explaining, stopped being predictable. Your newfound calm, your quiet strength in stating your needs. It's like a spotlight slowly turning towards their own carefully constructed facade. They can't bear that. So they try to cast you as the villain in their story for daring to have boundaries. What they're really saying is, I'm terrified because my mask is slipping and you are starting to see the real me. So I'm going to make you feel like the one who's hiding something. This isn't just a casual jab. It's a desperate scramble to regain control, to pull you back into confusion, because in your confusion they find their power. They want you to doubt. They want you to defend. They want you to be too busy questioning yourself to question them. Phrase 2. What's behind the narcissist's claim that you are acting cool, just like them? So number 2, this often happens when you refuse to engage in their usual drama. Perhaps your girlfriend is trying to pick a fight, yelling and escalating, and you decide not to meet her energy.
I'm not going to scream back. I'm choosing to stay calm and not participate in this argument while you're yelling.
A response to your composure? An accusation designed to guilt you back into reactivity.
You're starting to act so cold lately, just like my ex. It's actually a...
You know that unsettling feeling when you are accused of becoming someone you're not, especially when it's someone that despised, simply for refusing to be drawn into chaos. This isn't just an insult, it's a confession of their fear. The moment you stop being an open book of emotional reactions, no more tears, no more yelling, no more desperate pleas, You stop being their reliable source of drama and validation. The them they are referring to. It's usually someone from their past, an ex-partner, a family member, a friend, who eventually saw through their charade and disengaged. They couldn't control that person, and now they see you mirroring the same strength, the same disengagement. It's like seeing a ghost of their past failures. They throw this comparison at you, hoping to trigger your guilt, your empathy, hoping you'll soften and go back to being the warm, pliable, reactive person they could manipulate. They're really saying is, you're becoming like the ones who got away, the ones I couldn't break. And that terrifies me because it means I'm losing you too. They're not seeing you, they're seeing their control unravel, thread by painful thread. Your detachment isn't coldness, it's clarity. It's the dawn after a long, dark night, and they can't stand the light. When a narcissist says, don't forget who you were before me, what's the real motive? So number 3 is a particularly insidious one, aimed at diminishing your accomplishments. Imagine you are excited about a personal achievement, like landing a new job, and you share the good news.
I'm so excited. I just got offered that manager position I worked so hard to prepare for.
And just as you are basking in your success, he delivers the line meant to tether you to a past they supposedly fixed.
That's great, really. But don't you ever forget who you were before I came along and helped you get.
Haven't you experienced that? A comment that seems to acknowledge your growth, only to snatch the credit away, to tether you to a past version of yourself they rescued. This is the weaponization of your history. Narcissists often enter your life when you are vulnerable, offering a seemingly supportive hand. But the help, the support, it's rarely selfless. It's an investment they expect to cash in later with interest. They want to be the puppet master of your self-esteem by reminding you of your past struggles, often exaggerated by them. They're not trying to celebrate how far you have come. They're trying to subtly suggest you couldn't have done it without them. They want you to feel a flicker of that old insecurity, that old dependence. You might start to think, maybe he's right. I was struggling back then. Do I owe him for who I am now? What they're really saying is, your independence threatens me. I need you to remember being weak, so you continue to see me as a strong and essential. It's like constantly adjusting the rear view mirror to show you only the bumpy parts of the road you have already navigated, hoping you'll be too scared to look at the open highway ahead. They didn't build you, they found you building yourself and tried to put their name on the blueprints. If these patterns, these manipulative phrases are sounding painfully familiar, if you feel like you are constantly walking on eggshells, please know you're not alone and it's not your fault. Recognizing these tactics is the first step to breaking free. If you need support or want to understand more, then call a counselor or call me. You deserve clarity and peace. So phrase 4 is, what does it mean when a narcissist claims, I still know you better than anyone? Number 4, a classic claim to emotional ownership. Perhaps you have been in therapy and are starting to express new insights about your needs or feelings, things that challenge the old dynamic. You might say,
I've been thinking a lot, and I realize that I need more emotional support and less criticism in our relationship. That's something I'm going to start asking for.
And the narcissist's response to your personal growth, an assertion of their superior, unchangeable knowledge of you.
You can try to be different, say all these new things, but I still know you better than anyone ever will. I know what's really going on in that head of yours, and it's not this.
Does that send a chill down your spine? That assertion of knowing your deepest self. when you feel they barely see the surface, especially when you are trying to grow. This isn't about genuine understanding, it's about possession. They're not saying they empathize with you. They're reminding you that they have studied you. They have cataloged your reactions, your vulnerabilities, your pressure points, not to connect but to control. It's like a zookeeper claiming to know the lion because he feeds it and observes its pacing in a cage, mistaking learned behavior for true understanding of its wild spirit. They want to be gatekeepers of your identity. The real intent here is to make you believe that no one else could possibly understand you or connect with you on such a deep level, especially not your new self. You might start to wonder, is she right? Will anyone else ever truly get me like this? What they're really saying is, I've invested too much figuring out how to manipulate your old parents to let you think that you can leave a meaningful connection with anyone else or even with yourself without my insight. This reinforces the trauma bond, making you second guess your ability to form new, healthy attachments or even trust your own evolution. It's a tactic to keep you isolated with their narrative, their control, their cage. Why does a narcissist ask, what are you trying to prove when you show strength? So number 5, this question usually pops up when you start showing genuine self-assurance. Imagine you have made a decision about your career or a personal project without consulting your boyfriend, feeling confident in your choice.
I've decided to take that solo trip we talked about. I've booked the tickets and arranged everything. I'm really looking forward to it.
Wow, look at you, Mr. Independent. What are you trying to prove with all this sudden confidence?
Haven't you felt that? A subtle dig designed to make your newfound confidence feel like a performance, something inauthentic, especially when you are just living your life. They're not genuinely curious about your motivations. They're reacting to your unapologetic energy, your self-possession, your quiet refusal to seek their approval. They're used to you doubting yourself, tiptoeing, seeking their validation for every little thing. It's like an old creaky house. They knew where all the loose floorboards were. Now you have renovated, reinforced, and they don't know how to navigate you anymore. So the moment you stand firm, the moment you shine without their permission, they frame it as you trying to prove something. They do this because your authentic strength is a mirror reflecting their own deep-seated insecurities, their own lack of solid core. What they're really saying is, your confidence makes me uncomfortable because it means I can't control you as easily. I need to make you doubt yourself so you'll shrink back down. If they can make you feel fake, if they can make you question whether your strength is real, you might just dim your light again. And that for them is a win. Your clarity, your self-trust, it's a threat to their entire way of operating. So what's the real message when a narcissist scoffs? You couldn't live without me. So number 6 is a particularly cruel jab. Imagine you have successfully navigated a complex financial or household issue all on your own, something they used to handle for you, and you mention it with a sense of quiet pride.
The tax audit was stressful, but I gathered all the documents, spoke with the agent, and got it all resolved. It actually feels pretty good to have handled it myself.
And how does she react to your newfound capability? With a sneer designed to put you back in your dependent box.
Oh, please. You couldn't live without me for more than a few minutes, let's be honest. What happened? Did you actually manage something by yourself for once? Shocking.
Ouch. That one's designed to land like a gut punch, isn't it? It's meant to trigger every insecurity they have carefully cultivated in you, right when you're feeling capable. They spend so much time making you feel dependent, and now they mock you for the very dependence they engineered, even as you overcome it. You might feel a wave of shame, thinking, am I really that incapable? Maybe I do still need her, even if I hate to admit it. The irony is, they are the ones who can't survive without someone orbiting them, reflecting their supposed importance. like a celestial body needing planets. They require constant attention, emotional fuel, someone to validate their existence. But instead of facing their own desperate neediness, they project it onto you, wrapped in contempt. What they're really saying is, I see you becoming independent, and it terrifies me because my own survival depends on you needing me. I have to make you feel small and incapable so you don't realize you can fly solo. If this line stings, it's because it's aimed at old wounds, but the very fact they have to say it means they see your wings unfurling. They see your strength, your resilience, your growing ability to soar, and that is their deepest fear. When a narcissist say you don't need to earn money, are they really being supportive? So number 7 often comes disguised as care. You're expressing excitement about new business idea or a job that would give you financial autonomy.
I'm thinking of starting that online course to get certified. It could lead to some great freelance work and give me my own income stream.
Sweetheart, you don't need to burden yourself with earning money. I can take care of us. Just focus on the home, on yourself. Don't worry your pretty little head about finances.
Doesn't that sound considerate on the surface? Like he's trying to protect you from stress. But look closer. This isn't always born from love. It's often a calculated move. A narcissist doesn't always want an empowered, financially independent partner. They want a dependent one. The moment you show ambition for your own financial stability, they might subtly downplay it, frame it as unnecessary, or even a slight to their ability to provide. Money equals options. Money equals freedom. Money equals the power to leave. And someone with options, freedom, and power is incredibly difficult to control. That's the silent truth. They understand perfectly. It's like someone offering to hold your map and compass indefinitely, just to lighten your load until you realize you don't know how to find your own way anymore. What they're really saying is, your financial dependence is a direct threat to my control over you. I need you to rely on me, because then you're less likely to challenge me or leave. They want you to stay in a position where you need them because your self-sufficiency erodes their leverage. It's a quiet dismantling of your agency, one caring gesture at a time. Why does a narcissist paranoidly ask, I know you are planning something, aren't you? So number 8, this often emerges when you start to pull back emotionally, needing some personal space. Your girlfriend notices you are less available for constant interaction. Perhaps you say,
I'm going to spend the evening reading and have an early night. I need some quiet time for myself.
Your simple desire for solitude is immediately interpreted as something far more sinister.
You've been so quiet lately, so distant. I know you're planning something, aren't you? You're scheming behind my back. What is it?
Ever been there? Where your simple need for personal space or your introspection is interpreted as conspiracy. Narcissists thrive on information, on knowing what you are thinking and feeling, because that's how they strategize. So when you go quiet, when you stop oversharing, when your inner world is no longer an open book for them to read and exploit, they panic. Their access, their intel, their emotional radar, it's all jammed. They project their own manipulative mindset onto you. They assume you must be scheming, hiding, plotting, not because you are, but because that's their default mode of operation. It's like a spy who suddenly loses their surveillance feed. They don't assume peace, they assume the target has gone dark to launch a counter operation. You might think, planning something? I'm just trying to breathe, to think for myself, for a change. What they're really saying is, I can't read you anymore. I can't predict your moves. And that makes me incredibly anxious. Your silence feels like a rebellion. You don't even need an actual plan. Your emotional unavailability, your newfound unpredictability is enough to send them spiraling. Your peace becomes their chaos. So what's the hidden meaning when a narcissist blames others, saying this isn't you? So number 9 is a classic deflection tactic. You have calmly but firmly told your husband that a certain behavior of his is unacceptable and you won't tolerate it anymore.
I need you to stop making critical comments about my family. I've told you it hurts me, and if it continues, I won't be joining you for Sunday dinners at your parents' anymore.
This isn't you. You're usually so understanding. Someone else is poisoning your mind against me, against my family. Who have you been talking to? Is it that new friend of yours?
Have you heard that one? The insinuation that your strength, your clarity, your own thoughts couldn't possibly be yours after you have set a clear consequence. It's always an external influence, a bad friend, a meddling family member, or those articles you're reading. They can't or won't accept that you're evolving, that you're seeing their behavior for what it is, all on your own. It's like a cult leader when a member starts questioning their doctrine. It can't be genuine doubt. It must be contamination from the outside world. They do this because acknowledging your independent thought and your right to enforce boundaries means acknowledging their actions might be flawed, hurtful, or manipulative. And that's a truth too damaging for their fragile ego to bear. So they create a phantom enemy. What they're really saying is, I refuse to believe you're capable of this strength and clarity on your own, because that would mean I'm losing my influence. It's easier to blame someone else than to face the fact that you are simply waking up to me. This is a psychological isolation at its finest. They want you to doubt your own perceptions, to believe your own mind has been hijacked, and they can steer you back into their control. When a narcissist screams, you always own everything, what are they desperately trying to do? And finally, number 10. This is often the sound of their last stand, their most desperate volley. You have calmly stated that the relationship isn't working for you anymore and that you are making plans to leave.
I've given this a lot of thought, and I've made a decision. This isn't healthy for me anymore. I'm going to start looking for my own place. I need to move on.
And when faced with the undeniable reality of losing control, the narcissist unleashes their ultimate blame shift.
You see? You always ruin everything. We could have been happy, but you just had to destroy it all. You're the one making this impossible.
That's the ultimate blame shift, isn't it? The grand accusation designed to make you feel like a walking disaster zone when you are actually trying to save yourself. When they can no longer charm you, guilt trip you, gaslight you, or intimidate you into submission, they resort to this. It's the verbal equivalent of flipping the chessboard when they know they have lost. You might feel a sudden urge to fix things, to apologize, to prove you're not the destroyer. If they can make you believe you are the source of all the problems, the chaos bringer, the relationship wrecker, then you might just fall back into the old pattern of trying to appease them, trying to make things right. It's a desperate, last-ditch effort to make you doubt your decision, to make you shoulder the responsibility for their dysfunction. What they're really saying is, I have no other way to control you now. So I'm going to try and make you feel so overwhelmingly guilty and responsible for this breakdown that you'll stay and try to fix unfixable me. They want you to internalize the blame, to carry the weight of their relationship failure, so you never realize the true burden was them all along. This isn't you running things, this is your escaping a ruinous dynamic. So there you have it. 10 wild things narcissists say when the ground beneath them is shaking, when they feel that precious control slipping through their fingers. These phrases aren't a reflection of your character. They are echoes of their desperation, their fear, their inability to cope with your ongoing strength and independence. Recognize these statements for what they truly are, not truths about you, but confessions about them. Is incredibly empowering. It means you are no longer playing their game by their rules. You're seeing the person behind the mask. And when that happens, you're not just surviving, you're truly starting to win. You're reclaiming your narrative, your sanity, your life. Your peace is your priority. Choose yourself every single time. Breaking free from manipulation, especially from a narcissist, is not easy. It takes courage, patience, and deep self-love to reclaim your voice, your truth, and your life. But you're stronger than you think. And you're not alone in this. You have already taken the first powerful step by recognizing the pattern. Now it's time to take the next step. Think about this. How much more time are you willing to waste? How long will you keep trying the same things, expecting different results? If you haven't already, now is the time to reach out to a counselor or reach out to me. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because that moment is now. Healing doesn't start tomorrow. It starts when you decide, once and for all, that enough is enough. If you're watching this, it means something inside you is ready for change. So don't delay. Take action today. Call someone who can help you unpack this, guide you through it, and help you build a life where you feel safe, seen, and respected. And if you choose to work with me, when you call, please say, I've decided I want to change. For myself, for my happiness, and for the life I truly deserve. Be honest, be brave. Share why you stayed silent for so long. Together we can begin to shift the story and rewrite your future. Please hit that thanks button. It helps us reach others who might be silently struggling too. And if you found this helpful, consider joining our channel as a member. We are building a community of support, healing, and empowerment, and you belong here. And remember, you can and you will heal. Just start today. And thank you. I'm here for you. Let's talk soon. Thank you.